Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is still Thursday, the 24th of June, 2021. I see the puppies are all over there sitting in the shade, you see them? They're all chilling out, and the chickens are all out there too doing their thing. Alright, so I want to get into this video. We're going to talk about, so how many people have heard, so we're going to get into it this way. How many people have heard people say, when S.H.T.F happens, I am going to go off into the woods and survive that way, right? A lot of you probably have heard that statement. Well, there's probably a few things that you should definitely know how to do if you plan on jumping off into the woods and trying to survive. So we're going to go over this list right now. I put a list together, and we're going to talk about skills you need to have if you plan on running off into the woods in a post-survival or post-apocalyptic time, okay? Number one thing you better know how to do is hunt. If anybody's watched this show Alone, knowing how to set up snares and trap animals and to hunt, period, to know what you're doing when it comes to hunting, you better have those skills down, because you're going to need them to procure meat and have meat, and again, especially again depending on what time of year it is. So you better have some form of hunting skills. All right. The second thing I would say would be first aid. Definitely know how to perform first aid. Injuries are going to happen. You're going to have issues out in the woods. You know, scrapes, scratches, burns, all those type of things, twisted ankles possibly, or other major injuries, okay? So those are definitely something else that I would absolutely recommend knowing that skill. All right, defending yourself, knowing when to fight and when not to fight. If you are confronted with a bear, it might be better to take small steps, try to continue facing the bear, but taking small steps, trying to back away. The last thing you want to do is get into that confrontation if you're unable to defend yourself and, get into that kind of confrontation. Deer have been known to attack people too, especially when they are in rut, okay? The next thing is staying clean and healthy. Sanitation. Continuing to wash up, keeping your, like brushing your teeth with charcoal from the fire. That really does work, believe it or not, to help keep your teeth clean. Knowing how to keep, making sure you're keeping yourself squared away that way. The next thing is knowing how to do a rescue fire. What branches should you be throwing on the fire that's going to give off a lot of smoke? Pine will give off a lot of smoke. So if you know that you're looking to be rescued, having that rescue fire, knowing what to do, have that ready to go, and to be able to put the right kind of branches on, they're going to produce a lot of smoke. If you can find an old tire or something like that, or any kind of old rubber, something like that in the woods, there's always something. That would be a great thing to use too, because that's going to produce that black smoke. Okay, the next thing is navigation and orientation. Knowing where you are, how to navigate through the woods. You may not always be able to see the stars or the sky, depending on how dense the woods are. And so having those navigation skills, having a compass would be a really good thing to have as well. But knowing how to use that, knowing how to read a map, also things along with that, okay? Locating clean water. That's another important thing that you definitely should have that skill, is, what kind of water is going to be safe to drink, what is not going to be safe to drink, what do I need to do to make that water palatable so that you're not going to get, salmonella or anything like that from that. All right, next thing would be building a shelter. Making sure you're having some kind of a waterproof shelter so that you don't have to worry about, getting wet and cold and those type of things. So definitely having, some kind of a shelter. And obviously with going with a shelter is knowing how to start a fire. If you don't have matches, you don't have a lighter, Are you able to use a bow drill? Do you have that skill set available to you? And and those type of things. So just that's kind of simple, but having fire or not having fire can definitely be the difference of life and death. The next thing is fending off bugs. What do I need to do to get rid of the mosquitoes, to get rid of gnats or black flies and those type of things? Like using mint, lavender, and even onions to repel pests. Knowing what you need to use, where to find it, what it looks like, and so getting those things so that you're not getting eaten alive by the bugs out there. All right, knowing your edible plants and medicinal plants. So knowing those type of plants when you're out in nature can definitely keep you alive. Again, knowing what to pick, what is going to be good to eat, what can be used for medicinal purposes as well is really, really important. All right, and then let's see what else we got here. Okay, the location of where you're setting up your camp. That is definitely a critical thing that you're going to need to know. Are you near water? Are you located near water? Knowing what to look for, what signs to look for, as far as what is going to make a good location. Am I going to be on a little bit higher ground, flat elevation, away from a swamp, all those type of things? What's going to be the best thing, best place to build that shelter that you know how to build? So, and again, when you're out there in nature, you're going to want to try to build a shelter as easily as possible. So using natural surroundings of nature, like a fallen tree or a cave or those type of things, to help you to make it easier, so you're not expanding a tremendous amount of energy to do that. So those are some things that if you're planning on going off into the woods and trying to survive there. Now the thing is also knowing, what is garbage and what is not garbage. So what do I mean by that? There's always going to be trash out there, and so you're going to come across possibly plastic water bottles or a tin can or those type of things. Utilizing those things to help you in your survival is really, really important. Knowing what to use, using old wire as cordage and those type of things. It's also really important. It sounds really, really simple, but it's a lot more complicated than you would think. You put somebody out in the middle of the woods and you give them just a couple of survival items. It's going to be a very, very difficult, procedure if they survive it at all. So having a few basic skills to start out with when you go do that is going to be really, really important. All right. I want to talk really quickly about the prepper get-together. Again, we're going to be doing the prepper get-together the 17th and 18th of July this year. The first day is going to be at the Saguenay American Legion in Saguenay, New York, and that is right off of 390. So it's really easy to locate once you get off of 390. It is exit 6 off of 390. So I had to think about it for a second. But really, it's going to be a good time there. We're going to do a cookout there. Also, we're going to be doing on Sunday at Letchworth State Park. To get into Letchworth, it's going to cost $10 to get into the park that day. But they have the swimming pool. The park is beautiful. If you have never been to Letchworth State Park, definitely, you would want to just take some time to check out the park as well. Possibly go swimming and those type of things. But we're going to be right up by the pool area. I have a pavilion reserved already for that date, so we're definitely going to have that available as well. So definitely join us for that. If you plan on coming, please let me know. Shoot me an email at preppernurse1@yahoo.com. If you want to come in on the Friday and either camp out or boondock with an RV, Greg has graciously volunteered his property to be used for that. So definitely take advantage of that if you want to camp out. Okay, so you can tent camp or you can bring your RV in. And so I'd like to be able to get an accurate count on that as well, the people that plan on camping out. And so you can come in on the Friday, which is fine. We're going to be doing our event all day Saturday and all day Sunday. So definitely take advantage of those as well. So again, just shoot me an email. Let me know if you do plan on coming. All right. Last thing I want to talk about is obviously my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community on the website, which is a resource that we've set up for you guys to connect with like-minded people. All right. It is free to join. There is no charge to join. No credit card information is asked, but you do have to register because it is private. Also, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. So again, if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you click on the site, you'll see the logo for Forefathers. If you click on their link there, it will take you directly to their website. If you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, that is where you would do it there. Okay, so definitely take advantage of that as well. The third thing, on my website, we have, again, you would go to preppernurse1.com, you would click on store. It'll drop down, it'll say Legacy. You click on that, it will take you to the Legacy freeze-dried foods that we have available. 25-year shelf life. It is GMO free. It is gluten options also available. It is vegan. There are beef and chicken options available to you if you would like to have beef and chicken as well. Also, it is the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. So definitely take advantage of that as well. All right, so that is there for you guys. I definitely recommend having freeze-dried food in your long-term food storage. It definitely is the way to go. Really, really easy. I always say it's the best way to do it for the lazy prepper, because you buy it, it's got a 25-year shelf life, you put it in a nice, cool, dry place, and you forget about it, and it's there for you when you need it. So no rotation, anything else, you don't have to worry about it. It's just there and ready for you. All right, so real quickly, now that we are farther into the day and the sun is where it is at, we're going to walk into the battery room here, and we're going to see where we are at now. All right, so we are bringing in 1.38 kilowatt hours on this side. We are bringing in 683 kilowatt hours on this side. So bringing in plenty of power, little over 2,000 watt, about 2,100 watts altogether. And the battery is obviously charging over here. All right. So we're at 26.14 at the moment, and it's bringing in, excuse me, it's bringing in good power. And so that will continue to charge up. So good thing. Solar is an awesome thing. It's a nice thing to have. If you want to have it as a backup or as your main power source, I definitely would recommend having a backup generator. I definitely would like to get a propane generator up here. I think I'm going to look into doing that, which would make things much, much easier. So we shall see. But anyway, I am going to jump off of here for now, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys are having a good day. Remember, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. I think some people do lose sight of that, but it is really true. We are one race called the human race, and as soon as we can get past that stuff and get away from all the other nonsense, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Stop letting them use race, religion, and political affiliation as a tool to keep you divided and hating each other. It's a game. If they keep us divided, we will never confront the true issues that are out there. Also remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from reaching your goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right? I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I will see you all tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.